Well, hi guys, welcome back. Here we have a watch I purchased very recently from eBay. This came up. I've been looking for one of these swatches for quite some time. Basically, many years ago, I used to work in Ratner's and we sold swatches back then. So that was in the very early 90s, about 1991. I was only about 19 myself and I was part of the management team at Ratner's. So I first come across Swatch when I used to sell them, and they were okay. It was never anything I particularly wanted to own myself. I spent a lot of time having to put them in display cabinets and mucking around with the stupid plastic long boxes they had and this type of thing. So I was kind of a little bit fed up with them, to be honest, back in the day. Anyway, my friend, I noticed he had a nice watch. And it's this one. He was wearing well, not this exact watch, but a similar watch to this. And I said, let me have a look at that. And he explained to me it's a Swatch Irony. And he'd purchased his, I think he said it at Victoria railway station. And actually, he hadn't purchased it. What he'd done is he purchased another Swatch Irony, a more kind of basic looking one, a dark looking one. Don't ask me what model. And by purchasing that, that allowed him to go into a raffle, which he then won this watch. So, and that was a watch he wears all the time now. He's been wearing for a few years. And so I had a look at it and I was quite impressed with the quality of it. And the colours are really kind of vivid. It looks great. There's no other watch I've seen that really looks quite like this. I mean, it's a chronograph. It's battery operated. And the Swatch Irony, I looked into it a little bit, and they've been making watches, these Swatch Irony watches, since 1996 when they came out with a chronograph, and they've been making them ever since. There's lots of different models. And after seeing his watch, I kept an eye out for one, and I didn't realise quite how rare the Swatch he had that he'd won is. So the Swatch Game Starter, if you look them up online, there's not that many to be found. You will find the odd one, and they make really good money. So when this one came up in such good condition, still with its original box and papers, I thought I have to go for it. And I went a little bit out of my comfort zone on the price. I paid £71 for this, but I don't think that's a bad price. Sometimes they're on there for more than that. And the condition of this one is A1. When it arrived, I mean, the only thing I would say that's not quite right is the box, like the hinge. As I told you before, the Swatch boxes aren't fantastic. So that's broken on the hinge. And the only evidence it had ever been worn was the inside of the strap has quite a tread to it. It's probably the only way I can kind of describe it. Hang on one second, let's get this off. Bear with me. So if you see the insides of the strap there, it has those grooves. And when the watch arrived, on the underside, the only evidence it had ever been worn at all is there was some small debris caught on the inside of this grooves. Apart from that, which I washed, I basically got some warm soapy water and using a toothbrush, just gently gave it a clean. And apart from that, I haven't really had to do anything, just a light polish. I don't think this has been worn more than a handful of times. It's absolutely pretty much mint. Is that a mark? No, just for a second I thought that was a mark on the side, but it's not. As you can see, it's in very good condition. So this one's pretty rare. £71 has got me into it. I saw there's another one on there. There's one other that was on there, brand new. Apparently, obviously it's not brand new. They don't make this exact model anymore. But I think it was as new, never used, and they want 125 for that. So a 71 for one that pretty much looks identical, and I would say is as new. I mean, it's second hand. It has been worn, but it's as near new as you're going to find a watch. And it's really nice and heavy. solid stainless steel. They do make automatic versions of the Swatch Irony. This one is a battery operated one. And I like it so much, I'm actually frightened of wearing it because I don't want to put any wear on it at all. Because it's got the box and the papers, I'm going to keep this in my collection. I may wear it occasionally on an evening out where I'm not going to damage it or anything like that. But as yet, I haven't actually worn it apart from put it on my wrist at home. I absolutely love the colours. They really are cool. So now I've got this, I started looking out for other Swatch Ironies because I think, do you know, I'm going to make a collection of these because they come out with a model for so long and then of course they stop that and they bring out a new model. So the older models start to come up on the used market on eBay, and the trick is to find one that's in good condition, and you can pick them up for quite a good price. So I'm hoping perhaps a future classic. So to that end, I've actually purchased another one. Well, before I talk about that, I purchased, as you can see in the background, another box, because I've got two boxes which are full up with vintage watches. I thought if I'm going to start collecting Swatch Ironies, I need to buy a display box because that makes it a lot more fun, because it gives you somewhere to display them safely and cleanly, and also there's a pleasure in having a look at them. So these boxes, which I bought from eBay, I think I paid £9 for this, and this one will take 12 watches. So I think for £9, it's obviously a fake leather, and you even get a key and it's got a lock, and it's a beautiful thing to display your watches with, much better than just chucking them in an old drawer. So then you can take them out of the box, keep the box somewhere safe, and display the watches in one of these lovely cases. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, and it keeps them all in one place, nice and easy to have access to it. So you probably spied in the box there's another Swatch Irony. So this was the second one I bought. And I paid a lot less for this one than the Game Starter. This one, correct me if I'm wrong, this one is called a Rough and Rugged. I believe that's what the name is of this particular Swatch Irony. It's another battery operated one, stainless steel with a stainless steel strap. Now this one was cheaper than that one because it wasn't in quite as good condition. It's in very good condition, but not quite as good condition as the Game Starter. And so the reason being is on the side of here and here there was some quite deep scratches or gorges, and what I tried to do is get these out. I used my Dremel, thinking this is solid stainless steel, that I could probably, using one of the attachments, get these scratches out, which I've managed to do, and then polish it up. Well, I've done my best, but I can't get it to the mirror finish. So I'm beginning to think that maybe it's, although it says stainless steel, it's got some kind of chrome coating on it. I could be wrong. There may be a way of getting this to a mirror finish with wet and dry or something like that. But I spent a long time hand polishing these, and I can't get them any better than what you see there. But all in all, on the wrist, you wouldn't really notice that. It's got a bit of shine to it. And it looks better than having these deep graunches, which, especially on this bit, they're very deep. I don't know what they've been doing with this watch, but on both sides there are deep graunches on this end here. But apart from that, it's in actually really good nick. I don't know if I mentioned I paid £16 for this one, which I think is a cracking buy. You see these go for quite a bit more. It's not a bad looking watch at all. And apart from the graunches, it doesn't look like it's had too much use. There's just some very light scratches to this mirrored or highly polished surface. But that's one for the collection. it won't be as valuable as the other one, but it's got me into it. And I've got another watch on order, a Swatch Irony on order, which I think I paid £20 for, which is on its way, which has got some weird name I can't remember. I'll tell you about that once it comes. So let's have a quick look at these on the wrist. I'll just take off my Pagani, which I'm wearing today. So the Swatch Game Starter, really cool looking watch, really stands out. I mean, it's a bit of a head turner watch. As I said, when I used to see my friend wearing his, you can't miss it on the wrist. It's definitely catches the eye. So let's compare that to the other one, which is a bit more toned down. So the Rough and Rugged on the expanding bracelet there, that is a Swatch expanding bracelet. That's the bracelet it came with. It's not been added afterwards. And it doesn't pull your hair like you think it would. It's actually very comfortable. It's very rounded off. It doesn't seem to pull the hair. Now it's a nice looking watch. Unfortunately, it's white hands against a white background. So for me, without my reading glasses on, I'd find that a little bit hard to see the time. Well, I think that's pretty good for £16. It's all working perfectly, as are both of them. So a great thing about these watch cases is they've got these inserts that you can place the watch on. Focus there. And it keeps the shape of the watch quite nicely. And I'm going to pop this one in there as well, and I'm going to keep the box separate. As I said, it came with all the paperwork. The Swatch warranty. As you see, it's a 2016. It's got the original card there. I don't know why there's two warranties, one's instructions. And what is this other thing? Swatch Club card. 25th anniversary. I guess that was 25th anniversary back in 2016. Which sounds about right. And some Swatch Club membership card. So pop those back into the box. And interestingly, there's a price on the back here, $49.99, which even back in 2016, that would have made that a really good price for that watch. I don't think it would have been easy to buy a decent looking, pretty decent quality watch, Swizz, for less than £50, even back in 2016, especially stainless steel chronograph. The watch strap on this is a very almost latex feeling rubber, very soft, really soft, pliable, very comfortable. And you have the functions of the stopwatch, and there's a date function there as well, which is needs changing. I haven't, there we go. I haven't got the correct date on at the moment because I've not been wearing it. That's it. That pops that back to the 12. And that stopped that. I haven't looked at instructions, not quite sure how all that operates, but these chronographs are usually fairly similar with the stopwatches. So let's pop that on one of its pillows and into the case. What I've done is pulled the crown out because obviously that stops the hand going round, which is going to save the battery life. Also, this case comes with a key and a lock if you want to lock it. So I pop that in there. And the idea will be now to fill this box up with Swatch Ironies. If I can find some decent deals out there. I've got the Pergonia, or I think it's called that, coming next. And I'm bidding on another one. I'm not sure if I will be able to win that one, because I want to get them for a good price. But I think they're a good watch to collect. I think some of the models will go up in value as they become more scarce. And there's definitely collectors of this Swatch watches. And I find them more interesting than the smaller plastic ones. But if that's what you like, fair enough. But I prefer these. They're a bit bigger. They look, to me, a little bit better on the wrist. A bit more modern. Great everyday watches. It has a ribbon on there so you can open it up. It doesn't go all the way back. So guys, there you go. We've got another 10 holes to fill. And I should have a nice Swatch Irony collection. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think the Swatch Irony is a good watch to collect? Will they go up in the future? Maybe some of the more rare models will, the more popular ones. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.